Take it to 5.
Greetings, family.
Hey, y'all.
Blessings. Blessings. We really appreciate you guys tuning into our channel.
Yes.
One World, Different Opinions. And today we have another topic. We have something, boy, it gonna be crazy.
Yes.
So we go see who taking blows tonight with this topic.
So listen. What we want to talk about tonight is...
But hold on. Are you ready to get jumping into it quickly tonight, eh? You haven't even tell the people like, share, subscribe. You haven't even tell them,
I'm so ready to have this conversation.
She ready for the war. So anyway.
But y'all know what to do.
Like.
Comment.
Share.
And subscribe.
Yes, I.
And also, ring the bell so you can get our notifications.
Boom, bang, bang.
All right, so hit it.
So, we're going to be talking about marriage and what?
Should married couples seek counsel?
Therapy.
Same difference.
Therapy,
counsel, tomato, same.
All right. So as always, ladies are first.
Well, it's really not a ladies first thing, but...
So what do you think?
I think if it's for the betterment of you two, you should seek counsel.
Yeah, but that's general. We're not having general conversation. I want some specifics tonight, today. Okay. Why do you think it is necessary for couples to go through therapy?
All right. So this is what I think. A lot of times when you're in the relationship, you're so involved with it that you cannot always see clearly. And what a therapist is there to do is to not take sides, but to be able to be the mediator. Because so long people can be in a relationship to when they're talking at each other instead of listening. And they don't have no reasoning after a while. So therapist is there to say, hey, I think we're getting a little, to this way or to that way. Let's stay on task and on hand. Because we know some of us women, I know for me, when we in this conversation, I can tend to bring up 50 different other things that has already happened down the line and say, oh yeah, you did this and you did that. So that's where I think a counselor would come in to be like, okay, come on, let's stay focused. Let's do it this way if we want to get something accomplished. Simple.
So by your opening statement and your argument, you're basically saying that you're for...
Definitely for counseling.
All right.
So let me hear you, because obviously you opposing it.
Of course. And let me tell you why. I was thinking about, as you were going up the mountain, down the hillside, and into the valley and crossing streams with your argument, I was thinking about my grandparents and how these people were together for decades. Okay? We're talking what? Over 50 years? 60 years or something like that they were married? Okay? And they were able to, with all the kids that they had, they were able to keep the marriage.
How do you know?
Because it was only until death do them part did they part.
No, but along the road, there was some bumps. How do you know that they did not seek counsel in the middle of those bumps?
So, marriage is between how many people? I want to know. Marriage is between how many people?
3.
All right, name them.
You, your spouse, and God.
All right. So where's the fourth person coming in?
What do you mean?
Where is the fourth person coming in? Because you said a therapist. So you said marriage is between yourself, your spouse, and God. So there's a fourth person.
Don't do that.
But I want to know.
Don't do that.
Because when you say your I do's, you said it before what? To your partner and to your God, right?
Okay.
Right?
And to your witnesses.
No, they just came to see what's going on.
But you have to have witness.
No.
When you sign that license, when you get married that day, you have a witness on both sides that sign.
Okay, hold on. But okay. All right. Okay. All right. You have witnesses to sign the documentation.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is when you say your I do's, you're not saying it for the witnesses. The witnesses are just there to say, okay, well, we saw the ceremony X, Y, and Z. Well, let's sign our people, or let's sign our names on the line because we were there to witness what happened. But when you say your I do's, you're not saying it for the witness. You're saying it for your spouse.
Okay.
You're saying it for your God.
Okay, and
so therefore, where is the fourth person?
Not saying that there should be a fourth person, but what I am saying is, if
She's taking blows tonight. You just said
come with
it's
some facts
needed
before you.
But you just said it was needed.
Listen. This is what I'm saying. No two people know everything.
Okay.
There's people that has traveled this road before you.
I agree.
When you get married, don't you say, hey, don't you go to someone, hey, you got any advice for us? Any advice? That's what people do. You have a friend. Let me tell y'all, this elder in our church was his confidant. Nothing wrong with that. Everyone needs someone that they could talk to. And he was the one that my husband would go and talk to. You would tell him about things in the marriage, whether it good, whether it bad, because you want his perspective. Why? Because he's been down that road and he can help you maneuver down that road. Not saying you have to use the advice, but sometimes when people bring an enlightenment to you, you're like, you know what? I didn't even think about it that way. And you say, yeah, I can take that and I can apply that to my life to better myself. That's what a therapist does.
All right, y'all. Here's my argument. You heard her argument, right? Here's my argument. Let's go back to the foundation of a relationship.
Lord of mercy.
Okay? So, in God's infinite wisdom, right? He gave a man, the first man, a spouse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now, the man had his wife and his God.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now, this may not apply to people who are not believers of God. Okay, the God in the Bible and the God as we know it. Okay. All right. So everybody have their own little different thing. But for those of us who believe that there is a God, okay, and we study our Bible and we understand certain things, okay.
Mm-hmm.
God never gave us anything difficult to do. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And if it may have seemed in our eyesight that he gave us something difficult to do, what did he say? I'm here. Okay? I'm always here. I'm here to support. Okay? And so you can always call on me. You can rely on me. Right? So, which means relationship does not need a third party, a fourth party. Okay? And the reason I say it does not, there's a difference to me. There's a difference between you have your friends and you're out there playing some domino, and a man say, boy, my woman next one, and a man say, yo, okay? And we're not talking about that. Okay.
Okay.
Where I'm coming from when I talk about a therapist is you propping up your feet and you are chat to somebody and you like this and whatever situation is and you chat to the person whatever situation is and this person doesn't even know who you are. You are leaving the person who's supposed to know who you are, and you're going to now talk to someone who's a complete stranger. Okay? Who doesn't even know you, who has to get to know you to try to help you figure out you. Number one, if you don't know who you are as a single person, what are you doing in a relationship? Because you're supposed to know who you are as an individual. Okay?
You know, and that's all good, fine, and dandy on paper.
No,
But the
not on paper.
realistic thing is, how many people can truly say, okay, I don't have this baggage, this baggage, this baggage, this baggage, so I can't get married till I get all this baggage clear. Nah, man, we all come with something.
But yes, when I say know yourself, meaning you know your strengths and you know your weaknesses. Okay? You know your highs, you know your lows. You know what you can tolerate, you know what you can't tolerate. What you can live without and what you can live with.
A lot of people don't know that until they're in the situation, because guess what? You don't know that you don't like a person smacking until you're around that person 24/7 and you hear them smacking all the time. The very thing that did not bother you before, once you're around it, it just sometimes it could just bother you then.
So basically you're talking about you marry somebody after you meet them 2 days and you don't have no idea. Now you have to learn certain things.
But you gotta learn regardless of the fact, you're gonna learn. You're not gonna know everything about a person before you marry them.
But the smacking thing is something you should know because by that time you should have already taken the person
No,
out.
I'm just using that as an example.
And I'm responding to your example. If a man marry a woman and he doesn't know she's smacking, that means you never take out.
I tell you what.
What? Blows.
That's not a blow, bruh. That's a blow?
Come. Then
What
come,
is that?
Then come tougher then. Come. Because here's what I'm saying. Y'all. Here's what I'm saying.
What you saying?
Here's what Lucian's saying.
Here we go.
All right?
What are you saying, Lucian?
If death do us part is for you and I. If the love that we share is for you and I. The problem with us in relationships is simple, you know. People are selfish.
I agree.
Okay?
I agree with
People
that.
are selfish.
I
The
agree.
reason I brought about my grandparents till death do us part is because you find that these older people who had less, but they had more than us, you know. They had less of what we call materialistic stuff, okay? But they had more love. They had more commitment. They had more desire. Now, some of them didn't always show affection, outward affection, but we knew they were affection. Now, some of them was rough and rugged and how they spoke to each other.
Right?
Whatever.
You don't know. You don't know what happened in their relationship.
And I'm
you
not
don't
saying
know. You don't know the ups and the downs that
No,
they
man,
had
they
in
have
their
to be, man.
relationship. Listen, marriage is not a feeling.
Oh, we know that.
It's a commitment. They chose to be committed. Too many people these days don't choose to be committed. It's about a feeling.
But that's where I was going with the point. My point is marriage is a principle. It's not an emotion. It's not a feeling. It's not a high and low. It's a principle. Okay? So when you're saying your I do, you're committing to a principle. But that principle also means that I am sacrificing me. A lot of people have this whole concept where I give you 50 and you give me 50 and we have 100. Now, man, I give you 100 and you give me 100 and then we square. Okay? Then the thing mesh. The problem in marriages today, right? And we can say that we've had these issues too. Okay? Is that we as human beings tend to be selfish. Okay? In order
That's just people.
But here's what I'm saying. At some point in time, the people have to understand these are the very things, the very obstacles that are preventing my relationship from blossoming the way it should blossom. Because at the end of the day, think about it like this. What you love your mate to do for you, don't you think you should just reciprocate it?
Well, I gotta say this. Everyone's love language is different. So what you may like, the other person may not. So just because you want to give me flowers because that's what you like, that doesn't mean that that's my love language.
No, no, but
so you have to understand what my love language is.
But when I say what you like, I'm not saying I'm not saying okay, well specifically okay, well if she like flowers, then and you give her flowers, then she's supposed to give flowers.
But what you just said was, if in order for me, you said you have to be first partaker. Basically, you said what you like, you have to show.
Meaning, I have to be in tune to you. My job in a relationship, even before you get to a marriage, so for those of you who are even considering and who are dating, so-called dating, or seeing someone, a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever you got going on for yourself, okay? It's called you making a commitment to not be selfish, okay? To where I understand, this is where courting takes place, where I understand your likes and dislikes, okay? The problem with so many of us is we fall in love with someone's outward appearance, and then we never take the time to really find out who the person is on the inward part of the person, you know? And so you find that a lot of times we go into these marriages, into these relationships, because we don't take our time to do a proper investigation to find out who the person is.
And that could very well be the case, but that's where you seek counsel to get you back on the correct road.
Okay, you say seek counsel. I say seek knowledge from the person. Okay? Because if I am transparent with you.
You just said something.
Right.
If I'm transparent, a lot of times we don't know how. We think we communicate right, but we don't. We think we're transparent.
Time out.
But we're not.
Time out. Okay, time out. So when you say we think we communicate or we think we're transparent, what do you mean by that?
Like, people can, in their mind, they could say, you know what? Well, I think I communicate real well. But in actuality, once you think about it and you have that conversation, your communication is not that good.
There could be cases like that.
Yeah.
But again,
there's many cases like that.
And that's why a relationship is not for everybody, you know. Some people need to be by themselves. In a one-bedroom house, one bathroom, one toilet, sitting there by themselves and one TV. Because why? You don't understand. If you don't understand the concept of teamwork, how could you be on a winning team? Think about it like this. If you look at sports, okay, you can assemble a team with a lot of talent, okay, but until people understand, understand. Okay. Oh, you like the ball on this wing over here. You like the ball. You like this layup. Or until you understand what each other likes, then all you have is a bunch of talent, you know. All you have is a attractive husband, a mad sexy woman, okay, but you don't have any chemistry and you have no knowledge as to how to navigate life with this person. Because why? You did not take your time to do your homework.
But I also think this. A lot of times, the person may not properly know themselves.
But that's what I said earlier, you know. Remember my open statement, you know, my open argument was this.
But what I'm saying, so I said that's to say this.
Yes.
That's where the therapists come in. Because a lot of times when you end that therapy, it really focuses on you. It really makes you go deep down in yourself.
Then if that's the case, then you as an individual, go find yourself. That's what I said, you know.
No.
But that's what I said earlier. I said you have to find yourself before you get involved with people.
That doesn't always happen. That's a perfect world.
What do you mean, perfect world?
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Personal. Now you're going to ask me this.
Yeah, sure.
Did you know yourself fully when you got married?
Yeah, man. What do you mean?
Let me tell y'all about this, bro.
What do you mean?
He had baggage, as well as I had baggage. But what I'm saying is, just be transparent with it.
Yes.
This man here,
Mm-hmm.
he can get, if he get upset, he can not talk to you for days. And it's fine with him. That was baggage he brought from a previous relationship.
No.
Yes.
Then you misunderstand it. You misunderstand it, man.
No.
You misunderstand it. Listen.
No, because this is what you used to say. When we would get in an argument, she could go for days without talking to me, and you weren't used to that. But you acquired that same mentality.
No, man.
Yes.
No. Let me tell you where. Let me tell you where the quiet, and not talking comes into place.
You even revealed it.
No, man. No, you don't remember. Let me break it down to you, family.
Okay, break it down.
Let me tell you what I get. That quiet, when I get quiet with an individual, be it my spouse or some other relationship that I have with a friend, and whatever, you're acting crazy, whatever situation is, I ain't got time for the foolishness. Okay? My thing is, why are we going over the same thing over and over and over again? That's why I said, earlier in my earlier statements, you have to first know yourself as an individual. And then you have to take the time out to learn the other individual. Right. God never, when we establish, God did not make marriage difficult. God did not make relationship difficult.
It's us that make it difficult.
Okay, what does God ask of us? Allegiance, to him, versus the devil. Be on my team versus his team, Okay?
Right.
Is that difficult? Okay. All you have to do is trust him, and lean on him, So, hold on, before you jump in. So, relationships require honesty, people.
Right.
Relationships require openness. Okay? No matter how bad it is, okay? You have to be able to look at the person in the eye and say, "Listen, I have gone through X, Y, and Z." Let's take for example, we talk about baggage. We both have been in previous relationships, right? So everybody who's walking into a relationship, right, is coming with something. Okay, emotional, spiritual, physical, whatever it is. Right. Okay, financial. We're coming in with something. The problem with a lot of us is we like to pretend and present a package that we're not.
That everything is all great.
And then we like to say, "Oh man, that's not a big deal, man. I'm cool with that." You know, full well within your heart, you cannot deal with a woman snoring, But because the woman mad sexy boy and she nice boy, my cheese and bread boy, she's the most beautiful woman I've ever, been with.
You can overlook it.
You thinking you can overlook certain things, and all of a sudden now, 6 months later, a year later, all of a sudden now you mumbling and you grumbling because why? You were not honest with yourself and you were not honest with the person. The problem with marriages and relationships, period, is that people are not willing to be honest, open, transparent with the other party, and so now you find that whatever ups and downs, whatever unevenness each other may have, because there's no perfect person. Right. The only perfect person is the perfect person for you. Okay, there's no perfect individual. It's what you consider perfect for yourself. She can have one eye and one foot, and you say, "Boy, I love her. That's my woman." Okay, and next man might say, like, "Boy, cheese and bread, boy. You know what? I can't deal with no crippled woman, But guess what? There is a man for her, and in his eyes, she's perfect for him.
But we're getting off the subject.
No, we're coming around the subject. Okay? So when you understand, okay, I love this person. If I say I love this person, which means now that we are in a relationship and now that we are married, I don't live for myself.
Right.
I live for you. So which simply means now I have to be in tune with you. And so now if something is hurting you, I should be able to say, "Okay, well, babe, what going on? Talk to me. What's going on?"
You should be able
Babe,
to.
you know, so and so, so and so, so and so, so and so, so and so. Boy, the job today was stressful, and whatever situation is, whatever situation is, and blase blase. You know, my family is whatever situation is, and you have to be able to reason it out, because remember now, your partner is now your protector. Okay, from everything outside of your relationship, which means now the umbilical cord that you had with your family, and I had with my family, is cut off. Now, are we joined the thing? Are we together now? We know. So, which means now we should be able to reason and say, and if the foundation of our relationship is love, transparency, and I live for you and you live for me, guess what? We're not gonna have. We're not gonna have the problems, you know. And when we do have a problem, we know how to solve it. Because why? At the end of the day, what overrides everything else in our marriage will be love, peace, and harmony, you know. Because so when we get off track is when people start to grumble and say, boy, me no business with her, you know, but boy, I'm tired of that woman crazy, you know, I want to do whatever. And you say, boy, I can live without him, you know, I ain't want him, whatever situation is, because I have more money than him and whatever situation is, I'm better off without you, whatever. The devil knows how to thwart our way of thinking and to throw us off keel. And then all of a sudden now we start thinking, oh well, you know what, I can live without you, and I can whatever situation is. Family. It's never God's intention for us to be with multiple persons, you know, and in multiple relationships, you know. Really, we were designed to be with one person, you know. We're supposed to go all with this person, you know. So which means if we're supposed to go, when we say till death do us part, we're not talking because we're young, you know. We're talking when we're old and grey, man.
That's true.
Okay, so which means it's a long-term commitment that I'm making to you. So which means now, if I'm making this commitment to you, then I have to understand I don't live for myself.
But if you happen to go down this road where sometimes people tend to lose themselves because of day-to-day situations that go on, it's not a bad thing to seek counsel, because sometimes that counsel can get you back on the road.
I want to seek counsel with my significant other. Yeah. I am not saying that you cannot reason with people, you know, because you have people that you can reason with, you know. I have a couple of friends that I can reason with, you know. You get what I'm saying?
They just a bootleg counselor.
But my ultimate reasoning. No, hold on. Because women can talk about the significant other. Oh, girl, he sent me flowers. Oh my gosh, whatever.
Counsel
and he's so sweet and he's so nice.
Your
husband is so sweet.
No matter where you get it from.
But listen to what I'm saying. I am with you on that point, that specific point. Okay? That counsel is good because remember, you want people in your circle, apart from your relationship circle, the circle that surrounds you now. You want good people in there. You get what I'm saying? I am not saying that. That's a good thing because now all of a sudden now your relationship, because remember that you don't live alone.
Right.
Okay? You may live you may live alone, but
you don't live.
You don't live alone. Okay? All right. So now, so it's good to have good people surrounding you, okay? But what I'm saying, ultimately, it's really the two of you putting in the work, you know, and saying,
well, of course,
and saying, okay, like let's say two couples say to themselves, listen to me, I don't care what happened to you and I, but we're not going to bed vexed, you know. We're not going to bed vexed.
That's a good plan to have. But it don't always work.
And I'm not saying that it works, you know, spot on every single time, you know. What I'm saying, because we all know a relationship is a job. It's basically your second job.
Yes.
Your first job. Okay? Your most important job. Okay? Because out of that relationship comes children and responsibilities and all kind of crazy. Okay? All right. So the relationship is your job. So just like some of us go out there and
you have to put in work.
You put in the work.
But listen, when you have a job, you have training that goes along with that job, right?
Yes.
You still have on-the-job training.
Sometimes.
You always have training.
Well, okay.
You're always learning something, or you're always trying to better your craft.
All right, fine.
And whatever means, either you do music, you listen to other people, not for their style of music, but just to get some kind of inspiration. You don't know them from Adam Tomcat. But you do that same thing. You have a job. When they give you mandatory training or any kind of training, that's what you do. You work at it. It's the same thing with marriage. On the job training. And sometimes that on the job training is seeking people, counsel, to help you get to the next decades of your life.
My grandparents never went to no counsel.
You don't know that.
My parents never went to no counsel.
You don't know that. Maybe they needed to.
No.
That's your mentality thinking because you don't know.
No, man. No, listen, I know. Listen.
Oh, so you were with your parents since they were married to know that they had no kind of counsel.
No, hold on. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they communicated with themselves. I am not saying that these people, that our parents were never upset with each other and they never had arguments or whatever the situation is. Mm-hmm. What I'm saying is, like, you have people that will say, and I have friends who have told me, listen, I don't care what happens to the course of the day, we're going to argue throughout the course of the day, but you see, at nighttime, when it's time for bed, we put that argument away. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? We're not going to bed upset with each other. So which means they have certain rules that govern themselves and say, listen, we may disagree and we may have argument every now and then, but guess what? We're not going to be upset with each other.
But what I'm saying is, you can't sit here and say that your parents never had counsel or your grandparents never had counsel because you never sat there to ask them the
question. Folk back in the day ain't good to them things.
How do you know?
First of all, they ain't paying nobody to sit on the couch.
But how do you know?
There was no couch to sit on nowhere.
But how you know? Or they sit on somebody's floor?
They're not going to nobody's floor. Okay.
That's Mr. Know-It-All thinking he know it all.
No. Listen.
They don't know it all.
Listen to me, y'all. And all folks.
Stubborn.
Listen to me, y'all. Mm-hmm. Your grandparents have been married how many years now?
50 years. And my grandmama said that she would go if she think he doing something. Listen, my grandmother went and snatched all of the wiring out my granddaddy's car one day because she thought he was messing around.
Hold on. Okay.
So come on, man.
Okay, but here's what I'm saying. After 50-something years, they are still going on 60 years or however long it's been. Mm-hmm. They're still together, right?
But you validating my point. You don't know the bumps that each relationship had to say, yes, they did this or no, they did it.
Here is what I'm saying.
This is just
family.
This is your belief, right?
This
is your belief.
Yes. Here's what I'm saying. Listen. Go back to what I said earlier. God has never given mankind anything impossible for them to do.
No. But guess what? How many times can we sit here and say, you know what, the Lord pushing me to do this or something? I feel a pushing in my spirit. And guess what? We don't do it.
Okay.
We sit right on it and don't do it.
Okay.
So if he's telling us stuff to do it.
But it goes back to what I'm saying. No matter how you circle around it, you have to come back to where I come from, my foundation.
Where?
The foundation is what I said to your family, is that God has never given mankind anything impossible to do. Okay? Right. God gave Adam and Eve a relationship. He gave Adam a relationship by giving him his wife. He gave him a relationship on his level. Because before Eve showed up, it was just God and Adam. Okay? Right. All right. Now, so which means now God said, nah man. I you know what? You need to have a relationship with someone like you. All right? So I'm gonna make you a wife. All right? Lay down.
So how you know Adam and Eve didn't have counsel?
What am I counsel for? The perfection. What do they have counsel for?
But that's what I'm saying.
What do they have counsel for?
They wouldn't have to need it. They wouldn't have to have it because they were perfected.
But
at that point. Now, who said that after they were kicked out of the garden that they didn't have much counsel?
Okay, but who do they have counsel with? If they were still the two of them until they had kids.
Yeah, they could have counsel from the church.
What?
From the church.
What?
And the child shall lead them.
What? Who gonna lead them? Cain. Who gonna lead them? Cain. Cain to kill his brother, man.
Nah.
Cain is a murderer. He can't get no counsel. Cain can't give no counsel. But family, here's what I'm saying.
Back to you.
if you want your marriage to work or your relationship to work, okay, we have to get out of ourselves and the idea of self.
That is
There is no self in your marriage. There is we and there is us. You know, one of the things that used to upset me, you know, in my previous relationships was when I would hear the word my this and my this and my that and my cheese and bread, man. Listen, nothing ticked me off more than that.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
That's true. Yeah, I don't like that either.
But and that's what I'm saying. Now, somebody who's always looking at my, will walk into a relationship, and at the back of their mind, they always thinking my, you know. They want a prenup, you know. They want a prenup, you know, because they're thinking my. Okay? So then, if we have all these safeguards, then what are you doing marrying somebody for in the first place? Just say, yo, this is a partnership, you know. This is a business move, you know. You talented, I'm talented. We have money, you have money. You know, we're gonna make this business move. Don't call it marriage, because marriage is sacrifice. Marriage is giving up oneself.
Definitely.
Marriage is saying I don't think of myself. I think of you first before I think of myself. Before I buy myself a shoe, I'm gonna buy you a shoe first. And before you buy yourself a shoe or buy yourself a purse, you go buy me a shoe.
You know, a lot of people come into marriage with the wrong thought process.
You want a partner, man?
It's totally different from what you see on TV.
What do you mean, man?
All that stuff.
What do you mean? But listen, there is gonna be a part 2.
Yes, because we ain't done with this.
I ain't done with her either, you know. I ain't done with her either, you know. I giving her blows, you know, y'all. Okay?
Why are you always trying to give somebody blows?
Because I am giving them. Remember what does what's the title of your channel? One world, different opinions.
And we definitely have those.
We have different opinions because whilst we live on Earth, but we're from different worlds in terms of I'm from St. Lucia, 758. You all know this, all right? Lucian for life. You all know all of that already. I ain't got to remind you all, okay? And you are an American.
Yes.
Okay, and so, you know, two worlds colliding and try to make sense of it all. So you give me blows and tell me to go sit on a couch and have my hands folded over there and talking to somebody. You know, y'all remember some of my Catholic friends?
And you telling me to go sit on somebody's shanty on some wool skin?
I mean, what's better than that?
That's quite nice. No complaints here.
But listen, part 2 coming up. Stay tuned, y'all. All right.
Yes.
As always, we appreciate you guys. Like, share, subscribe, and do what?
Comment
And do what? Ring
the bell.
Yes. You know, and definitely, man. We're looking forward to you guys.
Yes,
you guys
we would love your interaction.
Yes,
so
man.
Please leave some comments down there.
Yes.
And make sure you like it.
Yes.
Like it